Hey guys, and welcome back to the Coalesce channel. My name is Freddie Rana, and I am joined by the newest member of Coalesce, their IGL Emmy. How are you doing today?
Not bad, brother. It's pretty early in the morning. I'm still kind of sleeping, but all good.
Yeah, it's very early in the morning, but it's really nice to have you here. A bit of a legend in the scene, playing in multiple teams, all reaching the top 20. So very impressive. And if anyone doesn't know Emmy, do you want to give yourself a little bit of a rundown, because you're not also just a player. You've done pretty much everything there can be in competitive CS.
Hello, guys. I'm Emmy. Uh, I'm playing for Coalesce now. I've been playing in my past teams. I've been playing for Plus Phoenix, for Crazy, and those are like my most successful teams that I played with. I was also coaching Crazy back then in 2019, and we made our first major in our careers. So yeah, I've been doing a bit of everything last couple of years. I mean, I never really wanted to be a coach, but it was just the situation was like that, so had to take it. But I am a player,
Yeah.
so there's no confusion.
Yeah, and it's always really funny to see as well, because whenever I look back at especially like some of the old Serbian players, you guys have all played together, and it's like you were a roster in like 2013 with Yanko, Nico, and stuff like that, and it's a really it's
Start, yeah.
it's always really cool to see that side of things. Like, oh wow, like that's like all these players and analysts now used to play with each other back in the day.
Yeah.
But just a bog standard question going into the first one. What would be your main goal with this new roster?
I would say the main goal would be to reach, let's say, top 20, and obviously to qualify for some of the S tier tournaments in the nearest future, which I know is really hard since we're a new team. We're not getting any invites, and we're just gonna have to go the hard way, grind it out, go through some smaller cups, go through the open qualifiers, which is really hard. I've done this so many times, and I know how hard it is. Yeah, but I just think we need to grind it out together and like fix the map pool, make sure that we have really strong maps in the best of three, and all that will lead to us beating some good teams and probably playing some better tournaments, which will get us climb on the rankings.
Yeah, a bit of a random question. Do you, because obviously you've played in the top 20 for in multiple teams for like in 3 years pretty much now. Do you think playing in the top 20 is harder now than it was when you first would have played in the top 20?
I mean, I think overall playing CS is a lot harder these days because it's just like all the tools you have in order to get better are on the palm of your hand, and it was not like that before. And I just think the skill level is increased so much in comparison to before. So I believe it is quite harder. Not even top 20. It's just like even like you can see so many upsets as well, even on the biggest tournaments, especially on best of ones or something like that. Like people know how to play CS. They can copy how best teams play. They can develop their own identity, which can be kind of tricky if you don't if you're a top team and you maybe don't do the best preparation because you kind of or underestimate the opponent. It can get back to you. So I think it's really hard at the moment.
I mean, well, we literally just saw that recently. I don't know if you saw, but the Skade versus Isurus
Yes,
just felt
so
like, yeah, just felt like Skade weren't expecting it, and they've
uh,
already lost in Pinnacle, and
yeah, exactly.
they won Pinnacle
I
last,
know,
so
I
it's
know.
like already losing to potentially the worst team in there, which is
Uh,
it's very interesting. But what do you think with this team would be your biggest challenge going into it?
the biggest challenge is that I've never played with any of the players, so I still need to get to know them. But I think it's going pretty well for now, and I think they're all nice guys. They want to work. they're trying to listen to whatever I say. So that's really inspiring and encouraging for me. So I would say just get to work with them, get to know them, and just try to fix all the maps that we need to in order to compete with the good teams. That would be the biggest challenge for me.
Talking about how you're saying you never played with them before, do you think it might actually be a positive thing going into this new roster that I think by large most of you haven't played together at all? Do you find that everyone can just bring something different to the table, or does it not really matter?
Yeah, I mean that's for sure. Everyone's different individuals, and everyone thinks differently, and they also from the time that I've been with them, I can see they're thinking a lot about the game, and they're coming up as well with some cool things that they've used or they saw. So it's really helpful for myself, to use those things in order for us to get better.
Especially so, if anyone doesn't know, your most recent team was Fun Plus Phoenix. The team folded in November, and by large, everyone's just kind of gone their separate ways. How do you think you've developed since Fun Plus Phoenix, and do you think you can bring these new developments into Coalesce?
I mean, it's just like playing I wouldn't call us maybe tier one teams because that would mean that we played every tier one tournament, But I mean, yeah, we were a top 20 team, and it's just the way things are developing over there is different to what I've had before. So it kind of helped me also, like with all the good players that we've had in the roster. It also helped me to see a game in a different perspective and develop myself as well as a player and as an in-game leader. So I will just try to use the things that I learned there and before that as well. I'm just trying to use it in the present and in the future in order for my team to get better.
Yeah, because you did play with some very impressive players like
Yeah,
Madden's on Ents now,
yeah.
and he did. Did you see his series last night?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
man, that was
I,
he's playing as well. Like this past month, he's
yes,
been playing
he
so
trust
well.
me. He is insane. He is a really good teammate, easy to work with, and he's also full of ideas. Like he could be a great second caller, and he's not afraid. He has huge testicles. So like he's not afraid to take map control pass to react on based on the information teammates give to him, and he is just taking so much space for your team that it's really easy to play with him.
That's really good because by and large, he isn't like. Would it be fair to say he kind of came out of nowhere and then was just like, bam, very good player, very
Yeah.
solidified player. I think my one experience with Madden was that I played against him in an open qualifier 3 years ago and he beat me 16-0. That's my one experience. I remember seeing his name pop on HLTV and I was like, oh, you beat me. And, yeah, that was a long time ago. Would you still be like in contact with these players, and would you like
Yes.
say
I
if you needed
mean,
help, would they help you and stuff like that?
I think so. Yeah. I'm in contact with Maran every day almost. I've been chatting a bit with Farlig as well. Sometimes Tico. I mean, he is busy as well now. They're both busy playing for Astralis and Apex, which are good teams. I mean, Astralis is a tier one team, but yeah, I think they're all really good guys, and it was really enjoyable playing with them.
Because that Apex side is really interesting.
Yeah,
I think, in my opinion, that's one of the more like fun teams to watch nowadays. 'Cause they're just
yeah,
so
yeah.
explosive, and they also. I was commenting the other day, and they picked us to a map they've never played before,
I know. I
and I
guess
yeah,
my Serbian countrymen.
it's just it like I was doubting it so much, and I think I saw the best Dust 2 I've ever seen played in my life, and I was like, you know what? Fair enough. That's yeah. And so kind of looking at you more as an individual now, what would you say your best moment in your career was?
I'd say probably winning DreamHack Open Rotterdam because it kind of happened so fast. I literally came back as a player after Hunter and Nexa went to G2, and bam, after 2 weeks, I win my first international trophy, and we won in semifinals. We won against Avangard, which is Virtus Pro now, and they just came from placing second in the major, and they won Blast in Moscow. So they were kind of in a really great shape, and us beating them and then beating the Heroic in the finals after losing the opening map 16-2 in the final is like kind of it was such a great achievement for me and my team. So I would point it out as probably greatest highlight of my career.
Yeah, winning at a DreamHack Open as well must be really, because like there's it's such a busy event as well, so it must be good fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you guys also had like a big result during that time on lands, of just like consistent top four at DreamHacks now as well.
Yeah. We played four drink hacks in like 3 months, and we placed top four in all of them. One finals and two semifinals. So I think we did a pretty good job,
Yeah, and
all things considering.
do you think a success? Obviously, COVID changes it a little bit, and I'm not
Yeah,
sure how. I haven't heard anything from DreamHack actually, but there are different lands, and all that stuff going on. So, are you? Do you think that type of success could be replicated by Coalesce?
I think it could be, yeah. But just like the situation right now is so different with the tournaments. Like I
Yeah,
don't know. I can see it's pretty. I think it's going out better than before with COVID, but it's still not like it's not like it doesn't exist anymore.
yeah.
So people are still kind of tricky about that. So but yeah, I would say it will be possible to replicate it.
And then going back to the whole like CS is harder nowadays. Do you think that would like that all takes an accumulation of the replication, regardless of your team, is harder just because of how many like top tier teams there are
Yeah,
nowadays? Yeah,
yeah, for sure. But it's just about who wants to grind it out more, in my opinion. That plus having a healthy atmosphere in the team where everyone is a normal guy, which you can like talk to about anything, not only CS but overall in CS. Like it's kind of hard because sometimes, especially with someone who is not that experienced, it's about how you approach him in his when you're trying to help him fix his mistakes, and then there's also how he's gonna respond to that, because people can be kind of they're not self-aware about on the mistakes they do, and they cannot take the mistake. They're just gonna try. They're gonna start whining and crying, and it's not good for the team. So I think it's a bit of both the approach to them and the approach of them on their mistakes.
yeah. Because in Coalesce, you would it be right to say by large you're the most experienced player? Would
Yeah, for
Robin
sure.
kind of be like the second? Like,
Yeah,
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 Robin.
yeah.
Yeah, because
I
what?
mean, yeah, because uh, they all played in some solid teams before. Sao in Medlands, Jack in Fnatic, and Manan in Young Ninjas, but they're all a lot younger than me, and
Yeah.
I've been playing, I don't know how many years now. Yeah, so I'd say I don't think they're inexperienced, but yeah, I think I have by far the biggest experience on the team.
Yeah, because especially with what you're saying, how they need to take criticism as you're playing with not inexperienced players, but just lesser experienced players.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I guess it's a good thing they can take criticism because
yeah,
this is looking like a very long-term project from Coalesce, and there's a lot of really interesting things that I know the organization are wanting to do. So, hopefully you guys can stick it out because you did have the early roster change, but well, I mean, it wouldn't have been a part of you because it was you've replaced Thomas. If people
yeah.
yeah if people don't know, Thomas was in the first month, and they I think got invited to a Pinnacle Cup, and in the group stages just didn't do very well at all. And
Yeah.
I assume there was some other problems as well because I don't think there would have been a roster change just from that. And Emmy is the new fifth, and Robin was the IGL before. Oh, that's actually a good point. Do you think with Robin being IGL before, is there any like clashes in the team potentially?
No,
So
no,
is it just like straight
no.
away just given over?
Yeah, it's given over, but Robin is our second caller. He right now plays as he plays in lurk positions on T side, so I think he's giving a pretty good input on what's happening on the map and what we can do in the middle of the round, which is great for me because CS is all about informations. If I don't get proper info on what opponents are doing, what needs used, then it can be really tricky for me to do a good mid call.
Because what would be good about having a lurker as well, right? Is that you kind of get a perspective from both sides of the map.
Yes, exactly. Like I cannot. I'm usually like the guy who is taking map control. Me, Manon, and Jack. So and we have Sao and Robin as the lurkers of the different parts of the map, and their information is the key because I can see what's happening on our part of the map where we are, but I cannot know and see what's happening on the other part. So those informations are the most valuable for me in order to get a good call.
Speaking about the three Swedish players, will you guys be entering Swedish tournaments as you're technically a Swedish team by the core?
I don't know. I guess it's possible. We played some qualifier. Can't remember how it's called, but we played some Swedish qualifier. Yeah, already.
Yeah, because the Swedish they
And
have like the Elite Series, is it?
maybe this.
Yeah.
I'm not really. Don't get me wrong. I'm not really sure about the name, so I don't want to talk some nonsense.
And then are there? I'm guessing because by right now we're in a really awkward spot with a major coming up. Are you guys just kind of waiting to after the major and then looking to
Yeah,
get invited to stuff?
yeah. We're just like right now. I think a boot camp is being is in the process of getting it done. So we're just waiting for it to get done, and we want to go straight to the boot camp as soon as possible because I think just there you can you can get make a progress as a team a lot more than just playing from home.
Have you boot?
So
I'm guessing you've boot camped on teams before.
yeah, of course, multiple times.
Do you think some of
So
these other players might have not? Like especially Manon. Is there a chance he's probably never boot camped before?
I don't think so, since he played in Young Ninjas.
Correct. Yeah.
I believe they have their own facilities
Oh,
and
okay.
everything. So I just believe it's not the case that they
Yeah.
didn't do it.
Yeah, because I think there should be that is going to be a very interesting little thing coming up, and I think I might actually be coming to visit you as well when you guys are on boot camp
Nice.
as well. So that's gonna be that's gonna be really fun. And don't want to keep you too much longer, so just got a couple little few more
Yeah.
things. A little bit of a
All right.
fun one. What would be in CS:GO like your dream goal that you've always wanted to reach, and do you think that Coalesce will be able to make that?
I mean, for most of the players, I believe my dream goal would be making the major.
Yeah.
I was actually the funny thing is when we signed for contact, we had a major secured which was in Rio in Brazil. So because we played the Berlin major and we made it to the legend stage and we it was back then it was like if you get one win in legend stage you're automatically invited for the next major. So basically when Hunter and Max left as well we still had because we had a core in Letni, Otto and SP we had a core and we were automatically qualified for the major, and I think that was the biggest reason Content bought us actually from crazy, so the major spot, and then unlucky that COVID came and it just shut down, and it was I was so close, but no cigar.
Yeah, that is
uh,
very very unfortunate, and
yeah,
yeah, because COVID it just pretty much put everything to a halt, and very
yeah,
unfortunate. But it's really nice we've come out the other side, and I think because especially from COVID we've seen this, especially in Europe, like the relog media circuit, for instance. Is that like that's something that CS has never or anything's really ever seen before. Like multiple tournaments a month
Yeah, I
being
think
run. Yeah,
I think they're doing great things for the
yeah,
CS scene, like with these tournaments that they're organizing, and there's also gonna be a big tournament, Lands with LAN in Belgrade, which I saw the teams attending. Uh, I mean, we were one of them as well at PX, but
yeah. I was gonna ask
fortunately,
about that.
yeah, we were one of them, but unfortunately things went how they went. So, but the tournament is gonna be stacked, like a lot of good teams, and they're just giving the chance to smaller teams to prove themselves, which I think is unbelievable from them. And shout out to them and their organization.
Yeah, because I remember. If no one knows, Fun Plus Phoenix won Snow Sweet Snow one, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
they won it with Krishay. They won against Gambit, I think. So I
Yeah.
wasn't part of it. So, but yeah,
Um.
they had the spot.
But yeah, they had the spot there, and unluckily it folded. So I assume it's going to fill it with an invite spot. But lastly,
Probably.
we've been here for quite a while. It's been actually a very lovely interview. It's been very nice to pick your brain.
Thank you.
And I just want to ask a bit of a random question. Who would you
Let's go.
think would have been your favorite teammate that you've ever played with?
I'd probably have to say Hunter because yeah, I played with him for a really long time. We were roommates on every tournament, and just insane player, top 20 player last 2 years, probably this year again. Really easy to work with, so hardworking, really nice guy. So yeah, I would say Hunter. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. Well, before we wrap up, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. You can see the jersey I'm repping just down there, the
Sorry, yeah,
Gamerade. Yeah,
sorry.
the Gamerade
Okay,
down there
so,
below. Yeah, big shout out. You can head over to their shop. Honestly, this jersey, I have. If anyone in the UK knows me, I collect a lot of jerseys. I have a lot of jerseys in my collection. I genuinely think this is one of the best quality jerseys I've ever had in my life. It's super nice. Like there's so many little details on it. And big shout to our sponsors. Well, you got Ebuyer, Shibanobi, and you've got Gamerade as well. All amazing. Make sure to go check them out. And big thank you for Coalesce for sorting this out. But that would be all. My name has been Freddie or Grimmy Rana. And Emmy, do you have anything you want to end off on?
nothing. Just to say hi to the fans, and I hope that you're gonna be proud of us in our next tournament.
And hopefully they will be starting off with ESEA Advanced, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys are
Yeah,
actually already going 2-0, so it's a very promising
yeah.
start. And hopefully a deep playoffs run will ensue. But that'll be all from us today. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a good day.